Yeah, Priya, namaste. Good evening. Am I audible?
जी सुनील भैया ऑडिबल वेलकम नमस्ते
Namaste. Jagdish Bhaiya, namaste.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Namaste.
Yeah.
I think we have to put reminder on other WhatsApp group as Sarat Bhaiya used to do. जी
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I sent a message to Sarat Bhaiya. Maybe he'll be doing it. Let's hope so. Yeah. So since this is live on YouTube also, I think we can slowly begin, and then as participants they're ready for sharing, we will take their sharing later. Jagdish Bhaiya used to send this link to your students, right? In your class groups.
Yeah, I have posted in the UHV group in my institute in the afternoon itself, and I just sent reminder message.
Okay.
Yes.
And since this is Christmas time, this is celebration time for almost all states in the country, especially in South India. In Kerala, this is year-ending is also coming. So many faculty members and students are traveling during this time. This also may hinder someone from joining. This is okay. Let us start the proceedings and let the participants join with their pace. Maybe in YouTube, somebody may be watching. Yeah, so we have been discussing this session 10, other feelings in relationship, in the previous Wednesday. We started this. So this is a follow-up meeting of the eSIP. eSIP has been given by the AICTE in November 2020 to all the colleges. Students who joined in all the colleges at that time, in the first year of engineering and other programs. And thereafter, every Wednesday, we have this follow-up meeting, which discusses the content of this UHV, which is offered in the SIP bit by bit. So here also we are in one of the cycles where we have reached this session 10 after discussing session 1 to 9. The previous two sessions were related to the relationships in family among human beings. So we have discussed in session 8 that the relationship is there between human beings, and we just need to recognize and fulfill the relationship. Then we have also discussed in the same session that trust is the foundation of relationship. We can recognize the relationship like 9 distinct feelings, and trust is a foundation among them. So trust on intention has been discussed in that particular session. And after having this recognizing and fulfilling this trust on intention, we discussed about the respect part. Respect is also there. We just need to recognize and fulfill. So trust and respect are based on evaluation of the human being on oneself and the other. We evaluate ourselves and see that the other is also similar to me in trust. Intention is same for every human being. And we evaluate the mutual competence in respect, right evaluation. So having this right evaluation, we have now we are now discussing about the other feelings. Having trust on intention and right evaluation, now we discuss about other feelings. So this is something which we have discussed in the previous day's meeting. Trust is assurance that the other naturally accepts to make me happy and prosperous. It is followed by respect to make a successful program with the other. It is essential to rightly evaluate oneself and the other. So we have this. We have seen that right evaluation is respect. In fact, trust is assurance, and respect, that is right evaluation, are the base of any relationship. So having this trust and respect, now we can discuss about other aspects which are related to the students in their student life in institutions. So we have discussed about this also in the previous day's meeting. Affection as one of the other feelings, the feeling of being related to the other, acceptance of the other as one's relative, the other is like me. So we have to verify this proposal of affection. We have taken the example of a mother and child. A mother has affection towards her child, irrespective of what the child does. The mother can see that the child is her relative, and she helps the child to improve the child's competence in all aspects. She takes care of the child also. So care and affection, care and guidance are automatic derivatives of this affection. So we say that the affection is a feeling of being related to the other. Now we can also see that in say, having discussed about this example of the mother and the child, we can bring in this feeling of affection to our life in every relationship of our life. So our interaction with other human beings, with the family members, with the members of our institution, like our colleagues, with our students. So we have had long discussions upon this in the last Wednesday also, the feeling of affection. So we have discussed that the affection, this feeling of affection, is there with every other human being. We can see slowly that this feeling of relatedness is there with every human being. Because I can see that intentionally the other is similar, other is same as me. I have trust on intention with the other. And also I rightly evaluate myself and try to rightly evaluate the other, evaluating the mutual competence. So I can see that the other is related to me. The other is similar to me, first of all, in purpose, program, and potential. So because the other is similar to me, I can have this affection to the other. So I can recognize a feeling of affection with the other, and I can fulfill it accordingly. So one has the responsibility and commitment for mutual fulfillment in relationship. So opposition, jealousy, etc. These are indication of the absence of affection. Right. So whenever we have this negative feelings, like which are, I won't say negative, but not naturally acceptable feelings, like opposition with other human beings or jealousy, anxiety, etc., there is no kind of affection in such cases. So whenever we are in an interaction with the other human being, let's say in a class. So when one student is having this feeling of opposition, like somebody is studying well, somebody is not studying well, let's say, like take the example. In that example, if the student who is behind someone, if he or she is having a jealousy that the other is better than me in terms of studies, and the students who is ahead in terms of, let's say, in marks or grade something, if he or she is feeling that I am ahead of the other, then the feeling of affection may not be there. On the other hand, they'll be having, one is having like this ego, the one who is thinking that he is ahead, maybe having a feeling of ego that I am superior to the other, and the other who is, say, lagging behind in the sense of marks with respect to the other, maybe having a feeling of jealousy with the other. So this is something which we have to work upon. And this may cause several troubles in the student to student relationship. So this is the responsibility of the teachers to work upon this and help the students to see the natural acceptance. That is why we discuss this feeling of affection in this particular session. So the feeling of being related to the other, acceptance of the other as one's relative, the other is like me. This is a feeling of affection. We have also discussed regarding this interaction and ragging in the previous Wednesday, and we stop here in this particular slide. So we have discussed regarding how do you feel when a relative or friend comes to your family. So usually we feel happy about it. We want to share many things with them and also listen from them. This exchange of feelings and words satisfy all of us. This is interaction. So this is what is happening with our relatives or friends when they come home. Right now also some of the friends of my daughter, they were here. So they have been interacting very nicely from the evening. Oh, sorry. I've seen that the intimacy between the friends. So this is there. But usually when it comes to a student joining a new college, the other students may not be able to see this relatedness. So when we are not able to see this relationship with the newcomers, then we may tease them, make fun of them just for the sake of fun. This happens. Even though there are strict rules against ragging, this happens even now, at least to a limited extent in institutions. So this is the role of the teachers to take some say interaction with the students and help the students to see this natural acceptance. So the students may not be concerned about its impact on the newcomer. The seniors, to be precise, may not be concerned about the impact on the newcomer when they rag the students. Of course, it hurts the other. This is ragging. Then we have asked this question towards the end of this particular session that can you recall how does it feel when you are hurt by someone? For how many days, months, years it disturbed you? Is it wise, a normal mental status to seek enjoyment by hurting others? So when this kind of, as say one of our collaborators was telling the last day, that students feel like this is required. Many seniors feel like this is required when the newcomers come to the campus. So what we can do is we can place ourselves in the place of the newcomers and think, what would you feel when somebody is behaving like this to me or to you? Right. So this was a point where we stopped the last day's meeting. If there is any sharing by any of the participants, we can have it right now. Any sharing regarding interaction and ragging or the feeling of affection, we can discuss this right now. Mic is given to almost all of you who joined. Okay, so if there is no sharing, we will go to the next part of the content. We continue our discussion. Yeah. So we continue with this interaction and ragging here also. Yeah, so we have discussed in the previous day that interaction is a welcoming thing than ragging. That is the proposal which we discussed and verified also. So welcoming healthy interaction is a must because we are members of the same institute family and will be staying together for 3 to 4 years. In a degree program, the degree program is for 3 years or 4 years. So we used to have this staying together in the hostel or otherwise, say 3 to 4 years, even if we are coming from home directly, we'll be seeing in the institution, interacting with each other for these 4 years or 3 or 4 years. So it is to be like a family. So healthy interactions are required, and that is the human nature, or what is naturally acceptable to human beings is healthy interactions as well as a harmonious relationship. It is not that we would like to have the feeling of ragging or a kind of a feeling of opposition every time. Though we can recognize that this may happen at some point of time, we feel the opposition may come at some point of time based on events, based on some circumstances among the students. There may be fights between students, sometimes in the form of exchange of words, sometimes physically also. Because I say this because I am, I played the role of the mediator in several occasions when such things happen among the students. But this is the role of the teacher at this juncture. We have to recognize this, that having understood or having verified these proposals, we can intervene at the right time and help the students to see that they also refer to this natural acceptance. And what is important is refer to the natural acceptance and have these feelings which are naturally acceptable to them at their in their self also. So a healthy interaction is a must. So we are related to each other. We want to know each other so that we can be of help to each other in the process of understanding and learning together. Ji, Shashikan Bhaiya.
Namaste Bhaiya, namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
How are you?
Very fine, Bhaiya. What about you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you, Bhaiya. Actually,
Nice.
This semester we started for third sem students to take this course, UHV. And after my second class, one student came following me, and he was telling that whatever he shares with his father gives immediately a negative response to him. And how to make him happy, sir? His question. And he is worried. Yeah. He looks always dull. He looks always dull, this boy. First year also I taught him, and second year also I am teaching him now. He was always looking dull. Because of this feeling only, pranking him within his mind, it keeps on going, disturbs him. And what he told that his father is in army. And this month and he is coming after retirement. He is coming home. So he is too much worried now. When he called him over phone, then only he used to give him only negative things, negative responses. And when he comes home, what will be my condition? He is worried about that. So what I told him was, just you need not worry about making him happy. You be happy first and start doing things better and better. Yeah. Let your things that you do speak to him. Not that verbally you cannot make him happy. I just told him, the boy. So is that okay, or I should tell him something more?
Yeah, that is very nice. From the outset, we can say this. Very nice. So we can say that, yeah, you can be happy. and you don't need to worry about what others, including his father, say
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
regarding him, because that is an external source. But
Yes. 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 Yes.
bringing his attention to this is natural acceptance.
Yes,
External
yes.
influences do not affect our naturally acceptable feelings. But when it comes to the students, so this is we may be able to verify these proposals very easily. But when it comes to the students,
Yes.
they may find it a bit difficult because it is their home, especially where he sees
Yes,
his
yes.
father. May not be every day, as you said, he is in the army, but at least when he sees him at home, or when he calls him whenever his father is away, this interaction happens, and the interaction may go into kind of opposition. That is what is happening, right?
Yes, yes.
So
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes,
it is
yes.
good to, yeah, it is good if when his father is coming to the place, if possible, you can say call him and have a discussion.
Yeah, that is what I told him. Once
Yeah.
when your father comes home, you can bring him and we will have a discussion with him. I told him. And he agreed, and now he is improving bit by bit.
Nice. Because we may not know. We are seeing only one side of it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
What is the other side? What his father thinks, we do not know about this.
We do not know actually.
Maybe
what his
something may
father
be there.
expects.
Yeah. Something may be there which is not naturally acceptable to the father also. So we have to find out what is happening there.
Yes, yes. We have to listen to both the sides.
Right. So in the interaction, is there opposition from the student also? We have to see this. Is that a trigger for his father to act accordingly? So let us examine this.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank
as you said, what you were telling is very correct. We don't need to be perturbed from the external sources. That is the proposal, and that can be verified also. But from the student side, it may not be that easy to verify this.
Yes, yes, yes. Because it is the beginning, for them.
Right.
They are entering just now in the universal human values.
Right. Even for us, it is not that easy to verify.
Yes, 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 yes.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Bhaiya. Nice interaction. Yeah. Thank you, Shashikant Bhaiya. Any other co-explorer would like to interact regarding what is being discussed? It is nice to play such incidences so we can have a discussion upon this. Amaresh ji, namaste.
Yeah, I just wanted to add up to what Shashikant Bhai said. Might be his father has some precondition in himself regarding it is only with the dialogue it can be clear, because it is the participation because already the relation is there. So it is only there is a lack in communication because it's other is not able to look into the relationship. That's the reason.
That is true. Nice. Thank you, Amaresh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I think somebody else also have unmuted. Now, if anyone would like to place any sharing, it is nice. Else we will move further in this discussion. Yeah. Nice. So healthy interaction is what we are discussing about. This is what is desirable as a proposal, because in the case of the student and the father, they are staying together for long, not even for 3 to 4 years. We are discussing here about the institutions where the students stay together for 3 to 4 years. So this relationship between the human beings is to be recognized. So we want to know each other, so we can be of help to each other. So many times the seniors are of help to the juniors in the process of understanding and learning together. But many other times the seniors do not see this, and they, instead of interaction, they go into this ragging. So this is a juncture where the faculty members have to intervene and discuss with the students and help the students to see the natural acceptance. So here there is an assignment which we usually give in the students workshop. Suggest a few ways to develop affection between seniors and junior batches, This is something which we discuss in detail in the students workshops. So we can also take it as an assignment because many of the faculty members who have joined can see this, how to develop this affection between seniors and juniors. Initially, they may not be able to see this interaction that is important, but they see that ragging is good. This is something which is a wrong notion. So how to bring them out of this and see this affection? Maybe we can bring their attention to the natural acceptance, like consider this as a home where you have your siblings, like your younger sisters and brothers are coming to the campus. And if your younger sister and brother is going to a campus, how they are to be treated? If you can see that, then let us try to treat the students who are coming to this campus also as your juniors also similarly. This is one of the ways which we used to say to the students, but there are many other ways also to develop affection between seniors and juniors, especially in the hostels and in the classrooms in the campus. So this we can discuss in depth with the students when we have, because there will be, when you discuss with the students, there will be several suggestions coming from the students also. Maybe some suggestions are something which they follow, but something may be hypothetical too. But we can have discussion upon this, how to develop affection, the ways, a few ways in which we can develop affection between the seniors and juniors in the campus. Now, this is another very important feeling, excellence. Usually, the students work for excellence or competition to be discussed in detail. So we can ask the question during the workshop, like all of us want to excel in life. If we place this proposal before the students, there may not be any kind of hesitation. Everyone wants to excel in life. In terms of skills, in terms of right understanding. So when we place the proposal, the students may not be able to see this is in the level of right understanding. Rather, they may see this in the level of skills, developing technical skills, etc. Excelling in that particular maybe kind of profession they are going into. But then we can slowly bring their attention to what is excellence. Let us understand excellence. Is it about being better than another in a particular area of life or something else? So when this question is asked to the students, then slowly they will be thinking regarding what is excellence. Is it regarding something? Yeah, Prashant Bhaiya, your mic is on mute. Namaste. Like to share something?
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste, yeah.
Actually, I was a little bit on the road, so I could not join. Just now, immediately joined the meeting. Yes.
Nice,
I don't know the what was the discussion. So please, I will just go through the points, what will be discussed, and then I will put my points, if anything.
Nice. Okay. So we have been discussing regarding this other feelings, and we discussed about affection just now. Then interaction and ragging, and now we are going into this excellence part. That's it.
Okay, but what I found today during that G2 batch that interaction 4 to 5, that time little the whatever the candidates were there, their questions were something different from the what we are going through. That's what I want to do. I will add those later. But okay, fine. Now we are going through this affection, no?
Yeah, affection. Yeah. Then now we are slowly going into the feeling of gratitude after this excellence.
Sure. I will just hear a few lines and then I will put my things.
Sure. Nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So all of us want to excel in life. This is what we propose before the students in the students workshop. And then we ask the question, is excellence about being better than another in a particular area of life, like in the skill part, like in the profession part, or is it something else? So what do you say? What will the students respond? How the students are going to respond to this question? Rather, what is your response? Let us see your response. Is it A or B, being better than another in a particular area of life, or is it something else?
So, Bhaiya,
Yeah,
hello.
Shashikant Bhaiya. Yeah.
But actually, immediately when we start this to discuss with the students, and their response will be certainly A only.
A only, yeah.
Yes, surely
They start with A. Yeah. Suryakan Bhaiya is typing B in the chat box. Nice. Yeah. So because the excellence, as they see in the outset, is excellence in a profession or excellence in some part of life. Some part of life. Amaresh Bhaiya is typing overall improvements, thinking and competence. Yeah. Right. Very nice. So this is something to be explored. And then we will ask the second question. We will also explore the program for it. Is it through competition or collaboration? Let the answer to the first question be A or B. Let it be. We can just let it to the exploration of the students. And then we can ask the second question. Is the program to achieve this excellence, is it through competition or collaboration? There also Amaresh is typing collaboration as the program. Nice. So when this question is asked, Suryakan Bhaiya is also typing B in the chat box. Very nice, thank you. What would the students say as a response to this question? Competition or collaboration? What do you think? Is it going to be a mixed response? Is it going to be A or is it going to be B? In my experience, when I discuss this question, Jesse Jacob is typing A. Yeah. In my experience, there was mixed response. So some of them say competition, some of them say collaboration. We introduce certain words in this particular slide. Excellence is one of them, competition is one of them, and collaboration is another. Without having a clarification regarding these words, we ask these questions. So the responses to these questions would be from their preconceived notions. That is what we say as the preconditionings. So whatever they have conceived from their earlier education or from their family or from their society, they will put here. Accordingly, the response to, Shashikant Bhaiya is typing yes. The response to the first question will be like A, being better than another in a particular area of life. That can be their definition for excellence. And the program for it is competition. This is what they may usually say. Usually there is a misconception between this evaluation of skills and evaluation of mutual competence. So when we say this evaluation of skills, there we have all these kind of grades, the other like the programs in particular interview, like group discussion, interview, all these things are coming to find out the skills from the students. But that is not what we are aiming at here. Even in that case also, so just getting better, getting good grades, or getting better skills in group discussion or interview skills, personality skills, communication skills, etc. One can help the other. A student who is better can help the other students. So slowly we can bring their attention to this collaboration part than from competition. So competition is actually fighting among each other, not physical fighting, but it is fighting to come first. I see that the other is to be left behind me for me to come first. How many of us can come first? Shashikant Bhaiya, mic is unmute.
Bhaiya, actually, if it is competition, then it is unhealthy.
Unhealthy, yeah.
It leads to disharmony. And certainly, if outwardly, if they show the relationship, but inwardly they are not in harmony.
Yeah.
If it is competition.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
So I have to come first. Others are to be should be behind me. This is what I think in competition. So I won't share anything with the others. I will just try myself to come first, say, pushing the others to my back. In collaboration, if I can achieve certain level of excellence, then I will help the others also to come to my level of excellence. So I have some level of competence, not competition, competence. I help the others also to come to my level of competence. So this is what we refer to as collaboration. And in the coming slides, there is elaboration upon this. So we go into, so after getting the responses from this particular questions, we can go into the discussion on this excellence like this. Now we introduce what is excellence. So we can spend some time upon this. What is excellence? Understanding harmony and living in harmony with continuous happiness at all the levels of being.
Yes, we are. This is 100% at all levels.
At all levels, yeah.
Understanding harmony and living in harmony. The two continuous.
Yeah.
In continuity, we need to. And this is what is excellence actually. And we have to spread this and help other beings also to improve their competence.
Right. Very true.
Without reacting, and at any cost, we need to respond every time instead of reacting.
Right.
That helps, and that is what is mutual harmony and mutual happiness and mutual prosperity.
Improving mutual competence also. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
So we introduce these words like excellence, competition, collaboration, etc. If in the say from before actually introducing what is these words, so there are some preconceived notions. So the responses from the students are because of these preconceived notions. Now we introduce the words one by one, the feelings one by one. Prashant Bhaiya, your mic is unmute. You wish to share something?
I would like to add here, as we were speaking for that last slide, competition as well as excellence, those things. So I can just share one story here, a very what I can say, interesting story of you might be knowing all Surgical Bukka. So he was an Indian athlete actually. So he was a high jump person. He was the best high jumper. And Surgical Bukka, he has bettered his own world record 36 times. 36 times. But what happened? This what is the thing is that competition and excellence during the 37th when he went for that record doing, so he could not even complete that stage. So he could not make out because there came the word of competition, and he could not excel. So there are lots of gain we can say in the excellence. That is the self capacity is increased. Hard work, we start doing hard work. There is a cooperation thing in the mind when we excel ourselves. So that also we can make out. So these things I think we should share with the students also and tell to others. So when we excel ourselves doing something, then we can reach a very good whatever the aim or goal that we want to reach. But we compete, then there are a lot of losses we can say, like opponent we create, then depression we go, then friend turns in the force, like that. And that's why always we should try to excel ourselves. That's what I want to add. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Very true. Nice sharing, Bhaiya. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So very good. So what we refer here excellence is this: understanding harmony and living in harmony with continuous happiness at all the 4 levels: individual, family, society, and nature and existence. As an individual human being, as a member of the family, as a member of society, and as a unit in nature and existence. So, this is what we discuss after having an initial interrogation, or rather initial discussion with the students. Now they slowly come into what is excellence. We can place some examples also here regarding, say, studies in the class, regarding like Prasanth was telling, some say sports events regarding maybe working with this national service scheme. So everywhere you can just bring in this excellence and the other things. So something which is not excellence. So when you work in the class, maybe for studies, there are studies, the classroom studies, you can see that the learning is not at par with every student. So when it is so, the teacher may try to deliver the content equally to the students, but the students may not be taking it equally. So then somebody who has learned better, he or she can take a lead role and help others also to come to his or her level of learning. This is one part which we can just discuss with the students in terms of this excellence. So when I have some information, I can help others also to come to my level of information with regard to this. May be a skill part, but still that is good. The teacher may be trying to help the students in improving his or her skills or improving his or her competence. Both are there. So in both the cases, the students can help other students who are, say, so-called slow learners. That is one part of it. When we have this sports competitions like sports events, everyone is not going to be same in sports events. So there are certain things which we can follow in certain sports events so that you can perform better. It's not that everyone can come first, but we can perform better. And sports are mainly intended for our health of the body. So when this particular thing is to be brought in as a natural acceptance there, that is the primary aim of all these sports events is to improve the health of the body, to utilize the body to the best possible way. This is part of our routine exercise also. So if you can take sports in that way, and say coming first, only one can come first if it is a competition. So if you take it that my health is improving, even if I did not come first in a particular sports event, if my health is improving, I can take part next time also, just like that. But with a feeling of, say, improving my sports skills also there. So somebody who is good in sports skills can help others also to better their skills. This is also part of excellence, I would say. Then in participation like this NSS activities or other activities in the campus, everyone is not going to perform similarly because of the knowledge level, because of the skill level, because of the right understanding level. The students may perform differently. So those who are good at some particular work can help others also to bring them to their level. So you can bring in the usual things which are being conducted in the campus to bring in this feeling of excellence among the students. So as an individual human being, as an individual in the particular class, let's say in the campus, as a member of the family, so the family can be the entire institution, society can be maybe the university, let's say, university in which the students are, the institution is there. And as a unit in nature and existence, when we say work with this nature, especially in this NSS activities or nature club activities, the students can feel that they are part of the nature and they can work with the nature, they can work for the nature. So excellence can be brought in all these 4 levels in the institution. So this is finally leading to the continuous happiness of the students and of course the teachers and the institution. Making effort for excellence and competing with others is not the same. So with these examples, we can bring in this particular proposal here. Making effort for excellence and competing, they are different. In excellence, one helps to bring the other to his or her level. That is what we are discussing just now. In competition, he or she hinders the other from reaching to his or her level. As we discussed just now, when I want to come first, I only can come first. Only one person can come first. So when I see that I have to come first, yeah, Shashikant Priya is typing, they're different. Yeah. When I have to come first, I try to push others, not help others to come to my level. This is competition. But when I see that I am good in my competence, Competence and competition are two different things. When I am good in competence, I can bring others also or help others also to come to my level of competence. Yeah, Shashikan Paya is typing. We may call they are contradictory to each other. Excellence and competing are contradictory. Yes, very true. Nice. So in excellence, one helps to bring the other to her or his level. In competition, he or she hinders the other from reaching to his or her level. We can see what is happening with our students, and we can help if the students are doing like only for competition. We can slowly bring their attention to this natural acceptance and try to help them to see this excellence. And put this self-reflection in front of them at this juncture. How many students in the class can understand? And how many students can come first in the class? This is in terms of study. That's the response can be taken from students. When I ask the question, how many students in the class can understand? There is a potential for everyone to understand, right? It is not that one can understand or a few can understand or 50% can understand. It is that the potential is there that everyone can understand. So when we say everyone can understand, all can achieve excellence. There is a potential or possibility that everyone in the class can understand. Everyone. Surikan Paya. Thank you. But on the other hand, when we discuss this competition, that is the last line here. How many students can come first in the class? Only one. And that is only at the level of this marks or grades, whatever we call, right? That is okay. One can come first. But the one who is coming first, if he or she is feeling like special, there is an issue. If he thinks that he or she is special, and also the teachers see that he or she is very special and appreciates to the like an over evaluation. Appreciation is okay, but motivation is also okay. But when it goes to the level of over evaluation, there is every chance of developing an ego in the students, and this may become like a problem. Maybe in the next examination or any other evaluation, if the students goes down, then this ego may go into depression. And that is sometimes detrimental to the students also, to that student also. So let us bring, say, when somebody is coming first in the class, his attention to this feeling of excellence. So he is responsible, he or she is responsible to bring his colleagues also to come to his or her level. So we can make like peer groups in the class, like those students who are coming, who are understanding things maybe quickly. Those can be, we can make a group so that they can be part of, say, one group, and they can help the other students in the group to come to their level, the level of understanding. So when this question is asked, whether this understanding is important or coming first is important to any student, what is going to be the response? What is important, understanding or coming first? This also may depend upon the preconditioning, right? Understanding is what Surikan Pai is typing. Very nice. But sometimes we ask this question, whether you want to understand or whether you want to come first in the class. To a student who is in any class, let's say not alone in degree program. Yeah, you see Jacob was also typing understanding. Very nice. Nice. Thank you, Didi. Sometimes the student may respond like, I want to come first in the class than just understanding. Some students may respond that I want to understand things better than coming first in the class. When I can understand, there is a possibility for me to help others also to understand. When I come first in the class, sometimes it may be my responsibility to come to maintain that coming first in the class. This is competition. So if I am first in the class, I have this expectation to maintain that. Not by others, but by myself, let's say. So this is adding, say, more responsibility. In fact, when somebody comes first in the class, we can let him or her to this natural acceptance and help, say, let him or her to help others also to come to a good level of understanding. So here what we say is excellence. Excellence is understanding harmony and living in harmony at all the 4 levels of being, and which leads to this continuity of happiness. So understanding is desirable, not coming first in the class. Only one can come first in the class, but all can achieve this excellence through understanding. Nice.
Bhaiya, again here I will just put 2 lines. Yeah. Like when we start teaching the first year engineering students, we find that actually there is a lot of gap after the CET, then exam, whatever that they are given, and then joining the classes. They are little bit under the impression that after long gap, how can we make out these things? Or somewhere they are having some problems with understanding levels also, and coming in new environment. So I think that becomes the duty of a teacher, that these exams or the subjects that they are going to learn in the engineering, no doubt it is little bit different, not too different, because all over if we see the mathematics is there, physics is there, the chemistry also is there. Few engineering, what you can say, technical subjects are being added at the first year. So if we can just make out that telling them, so see, as we were discussing, that in a game, either there is a win or loss. Either one team can win or one team has to lose. There is no doubt about that. Both cannot win. Or there can be only one student who can top the class, or maybe 2 students maybe at 1 number also, and 2 students maybe at 2 number, 3 number, like that also. But the spirit of that sporting should be there. So they should take these exams also as a game, because in the game we are all time ourselves getting developed, that is excelling ourselves. And at the same time, when we are excelling, we try to help others also. So helping things also come in that particular person, and he try to help others also. Because if anything, anybody practicing on a ground, if he fall down or something happens, the another person immediately rush to help him. So that spirit also comes in them. So I think this way we can explain them, so they can excel themselves. And there are very good results of my students, that what I make them. Otherwise, as we said, DAS, that is a depression is there, anxiety is there, stress level are increased, and that creates a problem later on in their like say psychosomatic diseases and other things. Today only one of the student mother had came, and now the student is in the 2nd year CSE. I think he failed in some of the subject, and she was telling me, my son, he got sugar. Arey Bapre, I told, how can he get? Is there any heredity? He told no heredity, even BP also. So some of the teacher just they scolded, "Arey tu kasa ka napas zala?" Means how you failed. They wanted to say, and you studied a lot, and how you could not make out the exams. So it should not be that you should question mark. What was the reason behind that? That should be found out. Unless and until we found out the results, what is the reason? Sorry, behind that, we cannot conclude to something that he failed, as he could not make the he didn't did the good studies, and that's why he failed. So we have to think in all aspect, and then only we can make out. So I think every teacher, if he finds his way, it can be possible. That was what I wanted to add here. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Nice sharing, Bhaiya. Excellent sharing. So there are several things in that. Very good. That is
Yes.
adding to the discussion which we are doing right now. Very nice.
Yes.
So the thing which I can catch very as a key point from your discussion is that the role of teachers is very important in this.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Every teacher's role is
Yeah.
important because
Yeah.
they are far different because they are coming from different places, having their own think of way of teaching, and they should sit together. They should sit together. The head of the department also should together sit together, and there should be a very good communication. What I thought, how I thought, and this should be a chat during the tea time or the meals and tiffins, so that encourage the other teachers.
Yeah.
Yes,
True.
yes.
Nice, nice, very nice. Yeah, so that is why we discuss this human values content with the students also. And we also are trying to improve our competence in this. So we also would have come across this particular situations earlier in our students' life as teachers, as students. So we became teachers later only. So in our time also, there was like pestering, maybe from our parents or our family members or relatives or teachers to come first every time. So we are also brought up in this particular situation, and now we can see that what is more important is excellence than this competition. So as Paya was telling very rightly, the role of teachers is very important. So to discuss with the students, sit with the students when they are in trouble, when they are in anxiety, when they are in some kind of say opposition with others. This is good to sit. It is very good to sit with the students, maybe in, as groups or individually, to bring their attention to natural acceptance. Yeah. So what we discuss here is regarding excellence and competition. So now we have a table here. Two columns are here. We can see very clearly what is the difference between this excellence and competition. In excellence, we can see that the other is like me. We are complementary. This is what we have discussed regarding right evaluation. Right. Respect as right evaluation. We are complementary, so it is my responsibility to help the other to improve his or her competence. But when we compete with each other, when we fight with each other, I have to be above the others. We are opposed to each other. We cannot see this fundamental feelings of trust or respect here even. So when we are opposed to each other, we cannot see this complementarity for sure. In excellence, there is a feeling of relationship, whereas in competition, there is a feeling of opposition. We can see this very straight away. So we can bring this to the students level with more examples. In excellence, we help the other to come to our level, and in competition, we hinder the other to come to his level. Effort to accentuate the difference. So there is difference, of course. We are trying to accentuate that, enhance that, to dominate, to manipulate, to exploit. All these things happen. In excellence, we operate on the basis of our natural acceptance, that is definite. Whereas in competition, we operate on the basis of our assumptions, just assumptions that may change. So assumptions today may not be the assumptions tomorrow, so it changes. If the assumptions are based on knowledge, then the attention can be brought to the feeling of excellence. In excellence, we have right evaluation of oneself, as we discussed in the case of this respect. In competition, we always try to over-evaluate or under-evaluate of oneself and the other. Yeah, when somebody comes first, we over-evaluate. When somebody, the same person goes down, we under-evaluate. We can put more examples over here. In excellence, we are self-referential as holistic view, as a comprehensive view. In competition, a reference is the other, may have piecemeal approach. And this excellence is absolute, definite completion point is there, as everyone can achieve this excellence, everyone can understand. Whereas in competition, this is relative. There is no definite completion point. So somebody who is coming first in some particular examination may go down in some other examination. So there is no kind of definiteness over there. Right. So we will discuss more upon this in the coming Wednesday's meeting. Now it is almost time. If there is no immediate sharing, we will close the session. If there are questions or if there are sharing from any of the participants, you are welcome. Otherwise, we can close the session. Yeah. So thank you so much for all the participants for your nice sharing, adding value to
Thank
the
you.
content.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice.
Nice. So
Thank
we
you
will
all.
discuss.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will discuss the remaining part of it, starting from this particular slide in the coming Wednesday's meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.